Hello, everyone. We are the DSA Duckies, and our project, the Guppy Grader, has made some progress since last time, and this is our presentation too. We'll start the presentation by going with a project walkthrough of our website at the moment. Okay. We'll run through it. All right.
So right now we're at the homepage, and this is just to introduce the user to our website, tell them a little bit about what our project does. If you go to the About Us page, that will eventually talk more about us, but it currently doesn't. Now if you go to the sign up page, so currently you cannot register an account, but this was set up just to show the intended functionality for registering your account. So as you can see, we try to register, can't create an account currently. So let's go back to the sign in page. And this is a login page. Currently, there's just a hard-coded username and password just for this demonstration. You can see how fields have to be filled out and how it does check for the correct username and password, but we don't have any authentication sort of like library or solution in place. But this works for now, and it will get you into our program. And now Yair will talk about the sidebar.
Yeah, so I developed mainly the sidebar portion. Navigation does not currently work at the moment, but as you can see, it shows a list of assignments and assignments that our graders can look into. And it'll take them to that assignment page. You're also able to create an assignment, look at the About Us page as we showed earlier, and go to your profile. So if we were to click create an assignment, it'll bring us to this page where you can create an assignment by like giving it a name, selecting the type of assignment. It'll be exam pseudocode or project code and report, and it would upload your zip file of assignments to be graded by our LLM. And once you click on this button, create assignment, it'll take you to this page that Alex will explain now.
Yeah. So here we have we call it a speed grader page modeled after the Canvas Learning Management System speed grader. And what we have is the option to select a student name from a list of students. And let's start with Oliver Hansen. And what will happen is the data from Oliver Hansen will be populated into this area here, and it'll include three main fields. So the first field here is going to be the feedback from our large language model. That'll represent how the large language model interpreted the code and report of the student and generated this feedback and a grade. On page 2, we see we'll have the actual code from the student. And then on page 3, we see we have the actual documentation or project report that the student has submitted. And these are all the files that the grader will use to determine the final grade on this project and add any comments here that they can submit later. A couple things that aren't done are the grade and comments section, and these values are all hard-coded, but everything here is actual feedback and reports from the database, which Benny will talk about now.
Yeah, in terms of the database and how we kind of ended up setting it up, a lot of this was just kind of Python pre-processing. We downloaded all of the student reports and like ways they got graded on off of Gradescope. You can see there's a student ID. We have an associated assignment and rubric with each assignment, and then we store the code, the tests, the report. On top of that, we manually made sure that the feedback was created using the previous TA's reports from last semester when we were grading this project. It filled it in, and then an LLM filled that feedback out. And then we also have this embedding field, which is basically just used so that we can, for the ML model, we can figure out which documents are the most similar so that everything will run properly when we're trying to grade new assignments and have like a good template to look off of, essentially.
And that is our project walkthrough.
In terms of planned features, we want to have an assignments list, be able to create them, and have a student submission list pages. They will allow graders to create new assignments, upload new submissions, or upload submissions and see the overall data and statistics of a given student. We also have the Figma designs from before with this assignments list page, creation page, and submission page. We want to expand navigation between every individual page. We want to make sure the completed ML model is properly connected to the front end because it works right now, but there isn't like a way that it's uploading things automatically or like that connects very fluidly. We want to streamline the data cleaning process so that future assignments can easily be added, making this whole process easier. And then we want to implement actual authentication for login and sign up pages and include a forgot password page.
Yeah, some of the ways we plan to test our project, we plan to do some API mock testing, where we test our endpoints with Postman and use these tests to make sure our predicted outputs are what we expect given common inputs. We also plan on testing to make sure the grades we expect are within a positive, negative, like 3 of our actual score. So if we run our LLM, we can ensure that the grades are within an adequate threshold of previous graded submissions. We plan on testing our React components by using just like the React testing suite, and we will also be beta testing our product with other TAs. So in a few weeks, we plan on beta testing our product with the DSA teaching assistants as they grade product too.
In terms of some of the current issues and strategies we have to resolve them, some of the data from our generated feedback files kind of hallucinated and isn't like perfectly accurate to what we wanted. So our strategy for fixing this is to go back and have another LLM model kind of run through all of the generated feedback files, read the TAs, like read through the reports and things like that, and just manually correct issues that were previously hallucinated.
Another issue in strategy is that first off, the login, as you can see, it didn't actually authenticate the users, and we currently use hard-coded usernames and passwords. We also don't have any access levels for pages, so say like anyone could currently get to the assignments and see students and IDs and stuff, that would be problematic. So our strategy is that we're going to incorporate a full authentication solution, or at least an authentication library that works with next.js into our project, and that solution will also allow us to access restrict pages easily. The last issue in strategy we want to talk about was that the front end and back end, as you can tell, are not connected well yet. We're currently using test or like sample portions of data in place of the actual ML model feedback and the student input files themselves. So we want to make sure that we connect the front end and back end pipelines so that our project works as intended for TA use when we beta test with them for the project 2 for DSA. My individual responsibilities are still largely the same as presentation 1. I'm going to continue website front-end transitions from the Figma designs to the React components. I'm going to work on incorporating the authentication solution into our project. I'm also going to do more of the just tasks to keep us organized, like managing our Asana, scheduling meetings, making sure that everyone's on the same page and working in parallel, and also just monitoring and testing front-end and back-end components, especially as we integrate them.
So my individual responsibilities as our PM, similar to Kevin, is implementing UI designs from Figma into tangible React components and pages, as well as like assisting others with our designs through questions and concerns as they arise. I've been working on like setting up proper industry flows within our Sana and GitHub as we progress with our projects. I'll eventually be seeking integration of Canvas and Gradescope into our workflows for a more seamless user flow. And I plan on utilizing Canvas APIs to connect proper resources to our services and features.
My responsibilities as the front end lead will still involve building out some more of the front end. As you can see, there are some pages that were unfinished that we need to make sure that those work properly. I will also be transitioning those wireframes that we had from last presentation into React components, which we've done a lot of, but some of the components that we've made aren't completely fleshed out or designed well, so we need to continue finishing that. I'll also be creating testing suites to find and squash bugs as they arise in the front end, as well as the back end using Postman, and then assisting in the process of the ML model to achieve high quality LLM outputs along with Benny.
In terms of my individual responsibilities, the LLM should now sufficiently work with the retrieval augmented generation model that we kind of pivoted to. We just need to fix some of the generated data for improved accuracy, testing them all with various inputs to just kind of ensure high consistency, building that test suite out, helping to integrate the backend with the front end, just make sure everything, again, is consistent, and trying to keep infrastructure costs as low as possible. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day.